The time is now. That is right. DC Heroes and Villains has gone into its soft launch, its early access. And just a small disclaimer before we go into the video, before I showcase the game, is of course it's an early access, so there's going to be bugs, there's going to be glitches and everything in between. They do kind of even say this on the Google Play Store kind of synopsis. It says this app may not be unstable because it is in its very early phases. Obviously the game is at a complete state for people to play. The team just need to kind of get their numbers and all of the figures with people actually playing it. So just bear that in mind if we encounter anything, or if you're playing it for yourself and saying, oh, well, why this game doesn't work. It's early access. We are here to help the developers make sure that this game is crisp and clean. And with that all being said, let's get into the video. It is finally here. What is up, guys? Genesis 7 here, bringing you another DC Heroes and Villains video. And before we switch over to the gameplay, let's just go over some news. I think I hit the nail on the head with the soft launch date. I said that we're going to see it before the end of the year. I thought it was going to be November. It was very early December. I'm actually late to the party to a certain extent, and well, I'm here anyway. That's the thing that counts. But I was right. We have seen some more characters. Booster Gold, Blue Beetle. That was the character that we have been. I have been wondering. I was colorblind to the fact. I thought it was a red character, but it indeed is Blue Beetle, and it will be further confirmed when we look at the characters in game. And yeah, that's about all the news that we've had. We had a nice little Thanksgiving message, and of course the launch of the Discord. That link will be down below. But without further ado, guys, boom, look at this nice little layout here. You can see the game is ready to rock. How am I going to approach this video? I'm just going to kind of wing it. I'm going to go through the game. I'll be very helpful in the fact that I'll probably provide timestamps, the chapters, I think they're called now on YouTube. I know that they're called chapters. I just always say that when I talk about timestamps. So if there's something in particular that you're looking for, have a look down there. But we are on the home screen, and the home screen essentially is the location screen at the moment. So we will go through the tabs, I think, from left to right, and then kind of go in between all that. But since we're on the locations, let's have a look at the main maps. So we can see that we have our quests here, and you've got daily, weekly, and lifetime quests. And of course, with most games like this, you kind of have a character that's going to be kind of attached to this. We have Nightwing that are tied to the weekly and daily. So if you do all your dailies like me, you get 2 shards for Nightwing. If you do your weekly, and that is 20. So that is in total, let me do the maths, 14 plus 20, that's 34 Nightwing shards, providing you do all the weeklies and the dailies within the week. And when we get to lifetime, we can see that Lex Luther is the character that we're going to be unlocking through doing all these lifetime quests. So there's many things to do, from recruiting characters to doing certain stages, upgrading characters, and more things that we'll see more of in this video. So there we have the quests. We also have opposite to that, like the events. Here we have the evolutionary dominance that is here at the moment, and this has a time limit of a year. We've got 364 days and 18 hours till this event ends, so you should have this completed, unless they're going to change that, because again, it is early access. But here you have missions to get Gorilla Grodd shards and then max him out even more with things that you can open. Certain capsules, that's the gacha mechanic, we'll go into that in a second. So we've got the events there, and then we also, if we go back, we have these milestone events, which this is running every 24 hours. It just finished and it's restarted, so it's essentially the more coins you spend, the more things you're going to be unlocking within that period of time. And the same goes for energy. And then we've got the boss brawl, which is guilds and raiding. Again, we'll go into that in just a second. And then we've got these challenges here that you'll unlock at a certain level, I believe. So these are like your resource farming events. that run on certain days. You can see them all here. So if we preview this event, we can see that you can unlock all these. These are probably keys to kind of level up your character, upgrade your character, and everything else in between. So at the moment we've got the Metatopes challenge and the Elements challenge, which is probably tied to certain character traits. So there's that. Here is the map. Obviously I'm very early on in the game. We're in Gotham. We're going to be exploring other iconic DC locations. I know that Metropolis is next on the map, but the nice unique thing about this is that each section of the map have unique buildings. You can see here that the Gotham Superior Courthouse has an event where you can take in one of these characters to unlock these reputation. That's not showing up just yet. Is that one going to show up? No. And then you can use that reputation, be it the villains or the heroes, to then go to something like this building here over the Opera House and unlock new shards for certain characters. Here I've done the first stage for Cheshire, and now we're going over to the next one. So if I farm a few more reputation from these little red buildings across the map, you can see that they're all in the wireframe at the moment. Loads of locations, iconic locations you'll be familiar with. So that is probably everything on the map so far. If you're wondering about how you do your missions, you can auto win and go back into ones you've got with 3 stars. So for example, want to do that again, auto win. Let's just rock all, since there's a lot of energy at the moment, let's do that. So you'll auto win, get all those rewards, which is nice. You can see that we unlocked a few of the challenges as well, which is nice. So if we back out of that, back out, and then go into our milestones. Our energy milestone has been reached, milestone 3, so we claim those rewards. Obviously the coins are your in-game currency, the gems are your premium currency, and the energy is your energy. There is also a separate energy for guilds. We'll go into that in just a second. So I think that covers everything on locations. So let's go to the first tab here, which is your shop. Now you're probably thinking already, Jen, how did you get this game? It'll be marked in the timestamps, but I'll leave it till the end of the video. But if that's something you're looking for, I'll let you know. So this is your gacha, the recruitment part of the shop, where you'll open certain capsules when you get a certain resource. For example, here I've got enough for a basic capsule. And if we look at the rates here, we can see that the left pillar is random items, where we can get some nice credits. The center pillar is going to be characters, so we can see here what the odds are. So for 1 shard, they're guaranteed to get that. If 2 shards, the rates are a little bit lower. And then for 5 shards here, look, the pool is open even further. I don't know if we're going to get lucky or not. Let's just do it. Let's see what we get here. Boom, boom, boom. Not bad, not bad at all. And then I thought I did it again. Then I thought, oh, we've got Two-Face as well. But no, that isn't the case. So that is essentially your gacha, the capsules. They're all on the recruitment tab. Obviously, gems here, don't pay attention to the prices because these are subject to change. Supplies, so this is essentially anything from gear to battle items to energy, can all be purchased here. And then you got some guild items that you can buy with your guild currency, which you'll get from raids. We'll go in that in a second. You can refresh the shops, of course, with gems. If you've played games like this, you kind of get the kind of common traits of this type of game. So that's everything with the shop, essentially. So let's go over to characters, the roster. It's nice to have a bit more of a clear head on what we're going to get. So I think what we should do first, and then the thing I like about this game already, is if I tap onto Catwoman, I can zoom in and look at these models, man. The artwork was fantastic when I first seen the artwork. Now seeing it moving, even though it's just little bits, just moving ever so slightly, it's won me over. So let's go through the characters that we can get in game at the moment. Of course, we can get Catwoman, Cyborg, Robin. I'll note something in a minute about certain characters as well. Cheshire, Firefly, Enchantress, Gorilla Grodd, Crazed Inmate, which is kind of like a generic character you can unlock, Cadmus, which is another generic character, Blue Beetle, Copperhead, which we just got a shard for, Nightwing, Parasite, Lex Luther, Harley Quinn, Brother Blood, Martian Manhunter, Regulius, Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, The Flash, Big Barda, Killer Croc, Stargirl, Black Lightning, Halo, Livewire, Penguin, Vandal Savage, Poison Ivy, Deadshot, Katana, Two-Face, Booster Gold, Raven, Amanda Waller, Beast Boy, Intergang, which is another generic kind of character as well. But one thing you would have noticed, if we go, just have a look at Robin just for a second, just kind of familiar yourselves with that, and then we'll go over to the Flash. Something I've noticed for those two characters in particular is it says their name underneath, and this intrigues me because of multiple Flashes and multiple Robins. Obviously this Flash is the one that people are most familiar with, Barry Allen. So does that mean we're going to get Jay Garrick? So it's going to say Flash and then Jay Garrick underneath, and then for Robin is it going to say Tim Allen, Tim Drake, sorry, Tim Allen. I've just been watching there Santa Claus, that's why that's on the mind. But yeah, other characters that have played that role, which really gets me invested in like what they can do with the game, but that is probably so far off that we'll never even know. So with Robin, let's go back to the stats. You can see the 3 items on either side. Collect these items, craft these items to raise the tier. Obviously raising the tier raises the stats. The more shards you get to boost the star level, as you can see down here. Don't know if I tap it does anything. Obviously you can only level up the character to your current level. I'm at level 9, so level 9. You got your type of character here, so he's a fighter, and his kind of secondary kind of trait is a strategist. You can see his hero color here, so what damage he will be dishing or contributing to the team if you use certain gem colors. So it's always essential to kind of take one of each color. So you're not, say if you don't take any blues, you're not going to do any blue damage, which is going to be not good, unless you don't want to do blue damage. But let's say you've got a lot of blues on the table and you're like, oh man, I should have took a blue with me, so at least do some damage. All those stats are here, and if you click on that you get even more in-depth stats, which is awesome. I love the numbers. This is what I love about match 3 RPGs, and Ludia hitting it home with just all these in-depth stats. And this is probably a reason why we have early access, because of all these numbers. There could be a way where you look at a certain number for Robin, and one of his attacks at like level 3 might really make him OP, and they need to be aware of these kind of things here and there to nerf characters effectively and efficiently. So yep, you can see all the statistics and all the resistance and everything here. Obviously there's different damage traits: toxic damage, water damage, fire damage, ice damage, kryptonite, magic, mental damage, sonic damage, and piercing, just so many things, which already gets my mind going. We also have the attacks. So you've got a melee attack, so when you use your special and you're going to attack a character that's in front of you on the front row, we'll see this in battle soon, but you'll use your melee attack, and as you can see, Robin here does a single target, dealing 125 physical damage. And then ranged, if you kind of tap someone on the back row, then use it, you'll more than likely use your ranged attack. Bear that in mind when you're trying to get certain traits from attacks and moves. You use your ranged attack, and then the passive is always with you. So with Robin, since we're going through the Gotham stages, you want him in your team because he's adding 15% to a yellow attack, which is pretty insane, really. And then you've got the ally synergies. So if you have these characters in your team, you use these unique ones. And then there's group synergies. So if you have these in your group, let's say we have a group of the Teen Titans here with the Blue Beetle, Raven, Beast Boy, and Robin. All 4 of them, you'll have an increased speed of 30%, which is pretty insane. So there's so much play around time with these characters to see what works in what situation, which is just like, I'm thinking about it already, and I don't want to start thinking in the middle of a video where I'm trying to showcase the game, but the potential is untapped at the moment, and I'm probably going to make a separate video on it. So that's about everything in characters in a nutshell. You can see them all there. that's what we've got. Obviously more are going to be added at launch. I think they said over 45, and how many have we got here? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 39. So there's still some characters that need to be added. So we've done roster, we've already done location, so let's go over to a guild. I've just joined a guild, so shout out to the Chill Guild here, where I guess all these chilled individuals are here playing the game. There's obviously a chat, so if you want to chat, you can chat with your guild, and then you've got a raid. Essentially, if you play games like this, you defeat a certain tier, then the next tier unlocks. Just work together, do the damage, and you've also got your nice little damage leaderboard here. Keep going through all the tiers like that, all the way up to tier 10, and then your rewards are going to reflect that each time, depending on where you came with your damage rank. So you're kind of working together, but at the same time, it's kind of like, can you put out the most damage to get the most rewards? Which is nice. It's something I'm familiar with when it comes to guilds and stables of such when it comes to mobile games. So that's that in a nutshell. And the raid boss at the moment is Trigon, which is the big bad of the game. So that is pretty unique. And again, you have the unique shop for the guild where you'll be spending those rewards on certain things. So if you want to get more Raven shards, there you go. You just want to be grinding away. At the moment there is only 3 energy. I don't know how it like replenishes at the moment. Let me see if we can we buy that energy. Doesn't look like it. So yeah, I'm not too sure how the energy replenishes just yet. And then at the end here is you got versus. This is going to be your PvP, which is going to unlock soon. This is probably another reason for early access, because if you've got a PvP mode in your game, you're going to be wanting to make sure that the characters are not overpowered and nerfed efficiently. And then you've got your mailbox where you're going to get all your mail. So I think that's everything on the menu that I want to cover. Obviously here you've got your kind of profile. You can change your images and everything here. So once you've unlocked a character, you've unlocked a portrait. So I'm definitely going to want one of my favorites, like the Flash. When I unlock the Flash, Harley Quinn. And then you've got titles. There's so many titles at the moment. So you've got all of these, then you've got all of these, then you've got all of these, and I'm sure they're going to add more for limited time events and everything else. You can rename your character. Obviously it costs the premium currency. You can keep track of all your reputation, and your main team will be displayed for other people to say. It looks like there's going to be a battle pass. I'm assuming that this is probably going to launch at when the game launches, like globally, next year. And then settings, I've connected it to my Apple account to make sure that I don't lose my progress. I don't know if early access progress is going to carry over or not, but I've got it all connected just in case, which is nice. And I think it's time to kind of go into some gameplay. So I'm currently doing something of the Gotham story, and it has a story, a very light story, but someone has taken the time to write the story, the relationship with the characters. If you've read DC comics or you've watched DC shows, you'll be familiar with the kind of interactions, and whoever has done the story has done their homework, because the interactions have been pretty nice so far. So let's go into battle. I'm going to have a bit of a story, so I'm going to read. Shall I read in Batman voice, shall I? Like, Damien, is Beast Boy still with you? Unfortunately. Ah, Batman's my doctor? What's the diagnosis, back doc? Never call me that. The pulse weakened. The serum protecting you from the deadly virus in your body. You had fatal illness in this whole time and never thought to mention it? Excuse me, you're the son of the world's greatest detective. I thought you knew. Enough. I'm sending something that should help. Stay out of trouble until you get it. And there you go. Probably the worst voice actor for those characters, but here is your kind of team. You get recommended colors you should take. There's so many things I'm trying to process. That's why I keep freezing a little bit. I'm hoping I've not done it too often. But if you've played the How to Train Your Dragon Match 3 RPG by Ludia, you'll be very familiar. This takes a lot of traits from there and obviously spins it into the DC universe. but you've got your weaknesses. We'll go over that as we go into the battle. And you can take your battle items. So as you can see, I've got here, we've got these heals, which will heal an ally. You've got, if I just take them all, you'll be able to see, obviously this does a damage to a single enemy, so if I want to do a separate attack. Gain armor for an ally, and fill one ally's charge bar, which is going to use their special attack. So we'll take them, and we'll save, and we'll fight. We'll go into here. This is the loading screen, and here we are, we're in battle here. So as you can see, at the top of the tile board here, we have arrows. So essentially, whatever you match, it will shoot there. So for example, if we were to match these 3 reds on the left hand side, it's going to hit that character on the left if they were a little more to the left, but they're not. I thought they were, but they're not, so I'm just rolling with it. So for example, if we do this, it's going to hit that character and the character in the middle, because they are adjacent to where the arrows are, where your damage is going to be outputted. Obviously, your damage of each gem color is based on the characters you take. You'll have that synopsis that was at the beginning of the battle. So if we wanted to start doing damage to this guy, we can see he's a green, he's going to be weak against red attacks, but all the reds at the moment are on the left, so there's no point using any, so we might as well just use what we've got. So if we use the yellow, it's going to hit them. We can use the purple here. I could have done the blue as well. If we do something like a nice little L shape here, we'll use a gem that will kind of, I think it like breaks all of the colors, or it does a little thing. If you match more, then you can fire all the colors. And if you make a square, it does a target block, which means you can throw that at a certain target. So, for example, right, we have this. Oh, I've used it. There's a special attack from one of the characters, but we have a synergy attack here, which is ready to be used. And if we look, Catwoman, synergy, essentially Catwoman will transfer one random debuff from Robin to a random enemy. Does Robin have any debuffs? No, so there's not much point of using it right now. I don't know if I can just use one single attack. No, I can't. But it dishes out both of their special attacks at the same time and has that additional thing. So if Robin did have any debuffs, it would have been thrown on one of the enemies. Let's match these up. Obviously, it's going to miss Penguin with most of them, because again, the arrows, you want to be hitting the enemy. So if I match all these purples up, one of the purples going to be hitting it. There's not much I can mash here, but if I use the purple there, again, it's not going to do anything much. But luckily, I had a bit of a momentum running there to get that done. Probably the poor explanation, because again, like I said at the beginning of the video, I am winging it. So yeah, sorry, guy, you might feel a little poke. That actually wasn't so bad. Sorry, I'm fresh out of lollipops. How do we know it worked? I'm reading things wrong now. Got turned into a guinea pig. Very funny. So there we go. Should we go into the next one? Again, there you can see your team power. If you wanted to go into, can you go into individual statistics? No, but the team power is strong. Let's see if we can use the special attacks more efficiently. So at the moment, we're just going to just match in the middle, because obviously we've got this guy in the front with this massive shield that's going to bug us. So let's just throw on what we know. They're going to be weak against purple, but it's something to bear in mind. But we've got no purples to our disposal. We do now, so if we use that, it should be weak against that, and that is good. Let's match these blues here. Alright, let's see if right, Catwoman has got a special. So if we hold Catwoman and not use it, so if I hold it, we can see, kind of look at a melee and ranged and see what's going to benefit us the most. So if we use the melee, which is using it on a character that's in front of us, it will deal 100% piercing damage, and the target becomes vulnerable to all colours for 3 turns, which is useful. The range one is a single target dealing physical damage, drains the charge bar and fills Catwoman's charge bar. So if we were to aim for this guy over here, we will use our ranged special move. If we just use it here with the arrow pointing, we'd use the close one. So I'm going to use the ranged one because why not have a bit of charge here. So we're going to use Cracker the Whip, which is going to fill our charge bar just a little bit, ready for our next special attack. So I didn't feel like it was necessary to use the close one because this isn't a boss character that we're going against. And if we were against someone a bit more powerful, probably use them so they're weak against all colours so we can throw everything at them. So let's just keep going here. You can play auto if you want. You probably get to a point where you will be grinding, so it will be useful. Now we have the target icons here, so we can see that we have one on the green, and this lady here is weak against green. So if we use that, that will hit her because it's an aim. So you do want to match 4, and when I say match 4 in a square, it will create a target tile, which can be very beneficial for when you need to use something like that. So she is weak against green. We can get a green on her here as well. Look, boom, she's gone. So now here she's come closer. That's another thing. If you eliminate all people, they come closer. So obviously it opens up more hit locations. So the first 3 on the left is what we can use, and we can use these purples here to finish her off quite easily. And there we go. We get the victory once again. And I think we should do the last stage and then wrap the video up because we've nearly been going on for about getting close to half an hour. So let's do this. Back in the day when I first got my powers, I was more afraid of them than the virus. I always say the first animal I turned into was a tiger, but that's a lie. I turned into a little mouse and I just ran away. Sometimes nobody around to call you out when making the wrong choice. So I called myself out. After that, I swore a fight to help people I never feel scared. It won't matter what you feel when you're dead. Way to ruin the moment, fertilize the queen. So we get to use Beast. We've got a guest character here for the first time, and we can throw in our heroes here. So we're going to throw in that team, and we're going to go in. I'm not going to take any items with me this time around. Let's just throw these down as much as we can. I have got just the music and sound effects that play with the game. It's generic kind of superhero battle and menu music, but it does its thing. It works. So you can see that these enemies have got these kind of guns in front of them, which essentially is their armor. So you can get rid of it quite easily by just dishing out some attacks. See, that's doing all right. Beast Boy has transformed. I missed that. I probably should have looked at his statistics. So if I do this, let's see what he got. Priestly attacks. I assume that he probably boosts up once you've used a certain amount of things. I reckon that would have said something different if that was the case. But we use his synergy with, of course, fellow Teen Titans member Cyborg, I guess, to a certain extent. We'll also use the Enchantress attack here, Draining Hex, because that will do some healing on our peeps on the lowest. Oh wow, heal actually damaged him. Oh dear, I was not aware of this. Why did he take damage there? Because he had the lowest HP, so it means he was going to get... Oh, I don't know. Let's just carry on with the battle, guys. You're probably wondering, Jen, just use the gems on the right. Get rid of this guy. I'm just trying to build up the charge bars of everything else. So let's just use that synergy to try and get rid of this straight away. Okay, that's not bad. Use that. That should be gone. Let's do. We've got some nice blues lined up just there, so we're gonna do that and then use that. That should finish her off. And then we have the final 3 here. Poison Ivy is there. She is the one that we need to be beaten. So I'm from my understanding, I don't want to be healing Beast Boy because I feel like he's probably gonna go if I do. I should have used Piercing Claws on Poison Ivy when she came to the front a little bit. But no less, We managed to finish off that character pretty fast. Beast Boy has been shattered there, even though his health is still gone. It confused me. That could be one of the bugs. You never know. But we'll do this. We'll finish off this last foe. So if we look at this, look, when we're using Draining Hex, we'll see that the lowest character, which in this case was Catwoman, has received some healing. And then this will finish off that enemy. And boom! We have done. Probably not going to get 3 stars for that because Beast Boy unfortunately perished. But that's something I can do off screen. But we did get some shards for Beast Boy, and hopefully we can unlock him after this. But how are you feeling, Beast Boy? I'll change Batman's accent. I'm just going to read it normally, okay? I'm back in action. It's all thanks to you, Bat Doc. Pay it forward. This team could use you. Gar's got it when it counts. When he's not goofing off. So basically, never. Low blow, D. Low blow. What they mean to say is, we need you and your humour now more than ever. Thanks, gang. And there we go. I don't think we unlocked Beast Boy, though, did we? We just need 10 more shards, which we can farm from that last stage, providing that we get the 3 stars. So, that is everything, I think, I want to cover in the video. It's going to be a first look. Timestamps are all there. And the question you're probably asking since the beginning of this video, and you're probably going to ask it in the comments, and I'll be answering as well, is how do I get to play early access? Well, it's only available in the Philippines, one of the most common places for a game to soft launch on the Google App Store and the iOS App Store. Very easy to do downloads for iOS. You just need to make an account in that region, which is what I've done. I've got a Philippines account. On Google Play, I think it's a little bit more difficult. I think you need to kind of use a few VPNs here and there. You need to set up some kind of you need to set up payment methods and everything else, which can be quite troublesome. But the good thing about Android apps is I'm sure there'll be an APK out there somewhere, though I don't know if that's endorsed by the team to be using that. But again, everything you need to know is in the description box down below, from timestamps to the links to the Discord, to the website, and everything else in between. Of course, you still want to be pre-registering for the game, because even though it looks like Catwoman's unlockable early game, because I got it straight away, with all those pre-registration rewards, Catwoman's going to be quite powerful. So please pre-register if you haven't already. And I think that about covers it. Nice long video to start us off. You can expect content probably as soon as next week, as things start to kick off, and I'm hoping you guys will download and join me for that adventure. So thank you for watching again, and until next time, I'll catch you on the flip side.